Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that.
All right, get ready for a real-life Hal. In tonight's Biz Blitz, forget global warming. Tech billionaire Elon Musk says artificial intelligence is actually the biggest threat to us all, which means MSNBC is the biggest threat to... Anyway, with big companies like Google and IBM already working on artificial intelligence, could the future then be a threat? Tracy, what do you think?
I'm all about it. Bring on anything artificial. I'm good with. I think it's all going to make society better, faster, help us do things that we could never do, take us to places we've never been before. Why stop now? Keep going.
Well, I think what he's saying is then the smarter and more independent these systems get, the more they do become like Hal in 2001.
Yeah. Are you talking about MSNBC proof that artificial intelligence does exist? Is that?
Well, that was what I was going with. It got no reaction.
It was really funny.
All
but
right.
anyway.
Why don't you write about another saint, okay? And just help us with this.
Anyway, so, yes, you're absolutely right. Elon Musk reads a lot of science fiction, but you know what? He's not off the wall here. He's right. These computers could start talking to each other. They could start communicating about facial images. That's what he's talking about. It's already happening. And Google is so worried about it. Google itself has an ethics board to deal with these kinds of issues.
You know, Hadley, the smarter these systems get, I mean, we've already seen it in a number of, establishments where they do all the work for you. It's not a stretch to think they start doing more than all the work for you.
That's right. While artificial intelligence does raise a lot of ethical questions, I think it's important to emphasize, like any resource, this technology isn't inherently good or evil. It's all about who controls it and how they use it. So, yeah, we can have robots assisting with surgeries. We can have software that model different weather patterns so we can better predict when storms are coming our way. There's a lot of good uses for smart technology. I think the part that makes people uncomfortable is when we start to maybe blur the between what is human and what is not human. And I believe every human life is special. We've all got our own personality, our own spirit, a capacity for empathy. And those are things I don't think we can recreate using science.
But I think, it's like anything that's new. I mean, there was a time when people were afraid to put gas in a tank and drive off, like the poor horses. We were lamenting horses. And I think that's just what happens when things change. You're stuck where you are. You don't want to look forward. This could be great for us, too. It could be bloody scary at the end of the day, sure, if it all goes bad. But I think a lot of people are willing to take the risk. I know I am.
All right. It's like automated drive-thrus for burger and fries. Absolutely. All right, issue 2. A record-breaking lead. Google, speaking of which, now has this Alan Eustace. He's falling over 24 miles, just over 4 minutes, to beat the world record. Some people do what they got to do. Here's the thing, though. He did this all without any government help. So, Lizzie, you could argue that maybe this is the future. And the private sector gets it.
I love it. I love this story. I absolutely love it when people do this. I mean, I love the guy.
Is this him falling to earth?
It is him. Okay. I like the guy who went up with a balloon and a football helmet like decades ago. He did the same kind of a thing. And, listen, people made fun of Elon Musk, but back in 2002, many made fun of him.
Absolutely.
But that he launched SpaceX, and a decade later, it is the first private company to
And now he's worried about guys like him going too far.
Well, they're going to launch a spacecraft into orbit. That's what Elon Musk's company is doing.
What do you think, Liz? Liz,
Tracy.
Sorry, Tracy. She's just mesmerizing me.
All I'm thinking is I can't believe he did it without Dramamine. That blew my mind.
Yeah. And he was like,
I can't go up. Oh, God. But I think we should have never canceled the space program to begin with. So if the private sector wants to come in and take us to places unknown, I'm all for it.
All right, Hadley, what do you think?
This is great. Private money in research, scientific, here on Earth or elsewhere. I think it's a great move. It's an expensive hobby for this Google executive and not something that you could pay me to do. No way would I create a sonic boom by falling that far. He reached a top velocity of 822 miles per hour.
But think of that. If you want to break records, I mean, there are these record books you can say, okay, I think I can do that one. 25 miles up. I can go 25 miles back. Man, all right.
No,
I could see like eating like 5,000 bowls of pasta. Maybe that's the one I go. Anyway, issue 3, Apple Pay problems. CVS, Rite Aid. Now the latest to ban iPhone payments in their stores. Many say that's because they have their own mobile payment systems in the work. Tracy, I mean, that might be the case, but does this disrupt the Apple momentum here or no?
I don't think so. I think it, like anything else, first time out of the box, you got kinks, you got errors, they got to work it out.
Right.
I think they're jealous. Truth is, because I think this Apple Pay thing's going to take off, and I think they are now behind the 8 ball if they're just trying to create something. Apple has it. They just have to fix it, get it right, and it'll keep going.
Well, they were having duplicates of payments, right?
Yeah, I think that'll be, yeah, you're right. That will be worked out, I expect. But, you know, the thing is, this is why this story is so annoying. Walmart and CVS, they want their own system, right, currency, to collect information about customers. They cannot collect that information about customers via Apple Pay.
So they're losing that payment way this goes.
Right, because Apple Pay is more secure, so they can't collect customer information
I
via
see
Apple
where we're
Pay.
going here. These companies can argue they might be surrendering some private medical information. That they could hang by that too, right, Hadley?
Right. Well, in the long run, Neil, I think competition is a good thing, and consumers are going to be making decisions about not only which mobile pay applications work the best, but where they want their information to be and where they might want it to be shared or not shared.
All right. Ladies, thank you all very much. You know, this is actually coming up in a couple of referenda next week about how far we want to see companies encroach on our day-to-day commerce. Just two of the issues we're following next week for our big election special. Starts at 8 p.m., goes right through however long it takes. We will not get off